Sink there, 32 years of age, one of the best climbers in the game, had a really strong race. Leah Gang, UCI Mountain Bike World Cup earlier in the year. Daniele Braido, 32 years of age, really the cream of the crop as far as Italy's medal hopes are concerned. Martins Blooms there, taking to the start line as well. A rider really having one of the seasons of his career so far, the Latvian. Speaking of years of their career so far, Joshua Dubois came so close to victory in Novo Mesto Namarave earlier in the year. Tom Pidcock managed to get the better of him that day. Pidcock will start further back. He'll already be on the grid, so watch out for him coming through. Ollie, how do you rate his chances this evening?
He's my pick. I'll give him this. Yeah, I mean, he's done one short track World Cup. We've had 4 World Cup short track races so far this year. He's done one, the opening round, and he smashed it. And his starts, if anyone can get from that kind of, he's 30th on the grid out of the 50-odd guys. For him to get to the front, he's the man.
Alan Haverly, former short track overall title holder from last season. Haverly, top ranked for this one. The riders ranked in order to UCI ranking onto the grid. So Haverly the last to take the start line. So we are nearly ready to go racing here.
Yeah, and interesting to see in a World Cup race, the short track decides the gridding for the cross-country race.
There is Pidcock, so he is buried quite deep in the pack. Chris Dawson there for Ireland as well. He's been enjoying his time in Scotland this week. And then Peter Sagan. So no Mathieu van der Poel, despite what that graphic said, but an absolute thriller lined up here. Schwarzbauer in the middle for Germany, many people's favourite. 30 seconds to go before the start then here at the UCI Cycling World Championships cross-country short track. Peter Sagan puffs his cheeks. Not many new experiences left for a man of his palmares, but this evening he's going to have one in Scotland.
15 seconds, gentlemen, watch the lights.
They're under red lights, waiting for them to go green. And green they go in Glentress at the UCI Cycling World Championships Glasgow. From Glentress in the Tweed Valley, Alan Haverly in the green and yellow jersey of South Africa, right in the middle, but it's Lucas Schwarzbauer in the white of Germany, straight down the middle into the lead. Schwarzbauer so strong as ever. We know that this is how he likes to get his races underway. He likes to lead from the front. Martins Blooms then of Latvia up alongside him as well. Sam Gaze, the reigning UCI world champion in short track in the black jersey of New Zealand alongside them.
Great start for Anderson as well. The Danish rider is always a good starter, and you can see, even despite some of the low grid positions, some of those kind of short track specialists already on the move up.
Yep, just keeping an eye out for the GB kit of Tom Pidcock as well. Oh, a little bobble from Sagan there.
So again, good start for Sagan, already on the move.
To talk us through this course then, Ollie, quite a wide, fast climb and then straight back down again.
Yeah, so this is the main punchy climb. It's not the hilliest of short track courses. They've got this then long flowing descent back down through the start finish. There's going to be quite a bit of drafting through the start finish, but you see here the guys, if you look from top to bottom, they've had to narrow out for this section. So if you're already mid-pack, you're already 10 seconds or so behind. The speed they're going to go at the front will be insane. So moving up, other than the start-finish straight, will be almost impossible.
Yeah, this descent really will thin them out. Not many places to pass unless you want to go for the big inside block pass, which we don't tend to see a lot often. Short track as they head back onto the start finish straight then. Lap 1 nearly complete, just like that.
You can see coming through here, this is going to be the tactical bit, the cagey bit. There is a fair amount of drafting. They're going fast enough that sitting in the wheels, you're going to save a considerable amount of energy. Happily moving up on the outside.
Yeah, and the rider's right in the national colours of South Africa.
Yeah, Schumann's not the best of starts
And Sherman's, yeah, he's flattered to deceive at times this season. Avancini right at the front now. Avancini to the front of the race, past the big man. Oh no, Schwartzbauer just closes that off. Avancini in the Brazilian jersey.
Avancini, fresh from his World Championship marathon win. It's like the polar opposite of this one.
I think fresh is a relative term as far as winning the marathon.
But mentally on a high. You know, we go back, this was, you know, this season hasn't been great in the short tracks, but previously, he was the boy in this. So he's, I think he's got good morale. You see Camel, British rider there, had a good start.
Avancini with nothing to lose either. He's already won a set of world stripes in Scotland.
He's been under a lot of pressure this year. The form's not been quite as good as his expectations. Yeah, Sam Gay's just bossing it.
Sam Gay
gets to this section here, there's no real rush to lead into the finish. You know, this is where it slows up. Christopher Blevins there, world champion from 2 years ago.
So Sam Gaze, the outgoing cross-country marathon UCI world champion and UCI world champion in short track as well. There he is in your picture now in the all black off New Zealand. Sort of a bit of a mercurial figure. Like whenever it's there for him, he's almost untouchable, and a rider for the big days as well.
Yeah, and so cagey. You know, he knows in this section he doesn't need to go any fast. He's saving energy. The bit where there's going to be every time at the end of the start-finish straight, that's the stress point. That's where they want to then lead into the next climb. On the descent, they can actually recover a bit and chill out. But the fight will be, in that top, it's every lap they want to be in the top 5 to get into that first climb, because that's the bit, and you can see how stretched out it is now.
You could just see Gaze checking the timing screen over the left-hand side. Who's around him? Who's he racing?
Licher, he is a great XCC rider. I think now 20th, Koretsky. He's the one. I mean, he's had to start from a low grid position. He hasn't been doing as many
comes
races.
Back to the front.
Yeah, I mean, Schwartzbauer this year in the short tracks, he's not necessarily won this year, but leading the rankings, been super consistent.
Val di Sole Trentino took the win in the short track there. Won in Lenzerheide as well, the German. Leads the short track UCI Mountain Bike World Cup overall currently.
And this is where Schwartzbauer really kind of came onto the world scene. You know, he extended, he was always a great short track rider, but then he's managed to extend that length. He could keep the power. And then obviously now in the fight for the win in the cross country as well.
I just wonder if the likes of Koretsky, we've seen Andreasen and the Danish national jersey at the front as well, they're a bit of an unknown quantity. You know, Schwartzbauer and Gaze, they've raced each other a lot this season already. They kind of know the strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. I wonder just if those other jerseys in amongst them will sort of distract a little bit.
Just before, just seeing Tom Pidcock just on the move up. Didn't have the best of starts, I don't think, from the grid position. He was mid-pack, kind of held mid-pack. There wasn't that kind of big burst through. But this will suit Tom Pidcock. The fact that they're not absolutely driving it and they're rolling this section and roll start to finish. He can pick the wheels and surf the wheels through this long straight section and try and move up. But before he's sitting there, I think he's on a red bike this week.
Surfing is the right word. Perhaps one of the most complete performances we've seen this season came when he took that short track win in Novo Mesto na Morave, and we really didn't see him until he was in 5th wheel. He started stone last. There he is, just coming through your screen
with
now.
The Red Bull lid.
Yep, in the national colours of Great Britain, of course, Tom Pidcock. So he is moving forward. As I say, complete stealth. You didn't see him in that race until he just exploded out the front of it.
And it's a short race, but it's very easy to go off too hard. You know, on this climb, if you go deep into the red and you don't recover by the time you get to it the next time, which is easy to do, then you just blow a gasket, and that is it. You're going backwards at a rate of knots. There's no recovery.
So, third lap now. Schwartzbauer, Gaze.
Very, very cagey at the front. Between Gage and Schwartzbauer, I think they recognise each other as the two favourites, I think, for this.
I always think there's something very shark-like about Sam Gaze. They're very poker-faced. He's never really breathing heavy. The head's always scanning, looking around for information and looking for when to launch. One of the most powerful sprints in mountain biking. As we see, there's a bit of argy-bargy to get into the start of that descent there. Third or fourth wheel just battling out.
I think at the moment they're all just working each other out, seeing how they feel today, looking at how if another rider wants to take the race on. But the key section, 2 key sections, is that long climb up the first bit. and then how long the start-finish straight is. You get some of these races where the last major bend is close to the finish. Val de Soleil, you come out and before you know it, it's a sprint. Here it's a long way.
It's a big runway.
Yeah, there you can come from way back at a sprint finish.
So out onto lap 4 then. Pidcock. Looked to us like he was in 8th there, so he's gained the position since that graphic was made. He is on the way to the front of this one. Alan Haverly there, staying with his front group. Victor Koretsky right in amongst them as well. Koretsky, we haven't seen much of him this season. He's dabbled in road racing. He's sort of been here, been there. A bit of a journeyman racer this year so far.
Yeah, and I think it's trying to do everything. You know, it's he went on the road predominantly, and then coming back. Obviously, Paris is completely on his mind, being in a home nation, and but it's going to be hard to qualify for that team. But you see this front group starting to form now. Pidcock's now in the back of it.
There's Blevins as well in the USA jersey on the left-hand side of your screen.
It's just this climb. You know, 11 times they've got to go up this, and every time it's way over their kind of comfortable race pace, you know, so they've just got to suck that up every lap.
Andre Sink still in the front group as well.
Yeah, Zink, not necessarily a specialist XCC rider, more of a hillier, longer endurance guy.
Yeah, rider from the Czech Republic, 32 years of age. He has done a lot of racing in his career, Andre Sink. Dabbled with the road as well, another one of those cross-country racers who had a go on asphalt. Tom Pidcock, you can see there.
Yeah, Martin Blooms as well. He's had a podium at one of the World Cups this year.
Yeah, podium in Leogang. An absolutely harrowing cross-country racetrack in Leogang. So
as
much
hard as it
climbing,
gets, eh?
Yeah.
And a tough short track too.
Really tough, yeah. But Sam Gaze leads another lap out. It looks like he's taking control this one, Ollie.
Yeah,
what's your reads on the body language?
He's happy at the front. I mean, he's got good legs. He did a good, obviously it was a team relay, which some of these riders rode. He did a good lap. He was up there, similar sort of pace to Nino Schurter. Talking of Nino Schurter, multiple world champion, current world champion, opting to miss out of the short track tonight. There's a couple of riders that have decided, Matthias Fluckinger. So at a World Cup, they have to do this. Schwarzbauer taking it on again.
Schwarzbauer. Just as we say that Sam Gaze is sitting pretty at the front, Lucas Schwarzbauer decides that he fancies a turn at the front. We have seen him attack from long ways out this year already, Schwarzbauer. Absolutely incredible reserves of strength. The German rider we saw in Val di Sole Trentino, whenever he absolutely detonated on the last lap and left Joshua Debow wondering where he was going, almost in a different postcode.
Crazy. You see Pidcock now sitting there, 6th wheel shot, and I think there's a new Pinarello hardtail bike. I think he's riding that tonight. Moved
Pidcock
up on the outside,
moves
just
up
bombing.
there. Yeah, he can go elbow to elbow with the best of them. Pidcock as well, worth pointing out, when he did take that short track win at the first of the year in Novo Mesto na Morave in the Czech Republic, who did he outsprint that day? Sam Gaze and Lucas Schwarzbauer.
And what we saw then was you had the favourites, Schwarzbauer, Gaze, taking the race on, really active, like they already done to tonight. Pidcock sat back, played the super patient game, and then smashed it on that last lap. Yeah, we see a nice shot of that new hardtail. So normally at a World Cup race, you have to do the short track and the cross country on the same bike, whereas here you can do what you want. So if you want to ride a hardtail this tonight and then swap to a full sus on the weekend or a full suspension bike, happy days.
Worth pointing out as well is that is why we are missing the likes of a Schurter, because unlike a cross country World Cup race, they don't have to do both, but there are medals up for grabs.
And the real specialists are all in the race, you know, other than I'd say Saru won the World Cup in Lenzerheide, you know, so it's he's missed that one.
Koretsky now to the front.
Yeah, he's riding with confidence tonight, eh? Moving
this
up,
is the best we've seen of Koretsky this year on a mountain bike.
Putting his nose in the wind, hardtail as well.
Yeah, the Bora Hansgrohe rider, 28 years of age, from Béziers in the south of France.
So they're all having a good look around. We're on lap 7 of 11. These laps are flying past.
Oh no, Henrik Avancini into the pits. Looks like an issue with the rear wheel of that Caloi bike. And this is the thing about short track, is they move at such a pace, whereas normally in a cross-country Olympic distance, you do have, it's a long enough race that you can fix mechanicals and get yourself sorted out, but a bit of jostling at the front.
Almost stalling at the moment. Yeah, they're all looking to get in that position for the climb, but nobody wants to take it on for the start-finish straight. You're going to get
Anton Cooper from New Zealand making his way across.
Yeah, it's that front group now. But no one wants to lead on that start-finish. It's a long way. You're going to be pushing the wind, and then all that's going to happen is you lead the start-finish straight, and then everyone jumps you for the important climb. So coming down into that start-finish, 3rd, 4th, 5th wheel is probably the pick of the bunch.
Lap 7 off 11 so far. Sam Gaze looks like, as he always does, like he's completely chilling at the front of this one. Absolutely no rush at all. He would back himself to outsprint pretty much anyone, but that pretty much anyone today is a different kettle of fish altogether. The world's fastest short track racers all in attendance, and all of them are in this front group. As you can see, all in the same second, the top 5. Lucas Schwarzbauer then, where he's moved to the front in a couple of these laps at the bottom of that climb. Sam Gaze just out of the saddle. There is Pidcock with Sebastian Finney of Denmark alongside him. So Pidcock not right at the front of this one yet, but he has got across to it. But for a rider as good as coming through a pack like him.
And last year's XCC winner, see the South African Alan Hafferley just sitting on the outside in the green and yellow. He's just been doing, he's had a smart race so far. He hasn't put his nose in the wind at all. Yeah, but he's just sitting there, and we all know he's got the minerals for this. So.
Yeah, Haverley was 4th at the cross-country UCI World Champs last time in short track. Just missed out in the medal that day. Would be keen to go 1, if not a couple of spots higher. And there's Litcher now up the inside on the right hand of your picture.
Yeah, so Litcher, multiple podiums in the World Cup XCC. World's medalist as well. You know, this is probably his favourite discipline out of everything.
He was 3rd last time out with a bronze, so knows how to handle the pressure of a Worlds.
And a powerful sprint.
Yeah.
You know, if it comes down to a kick, and this is it, you know, Litcher's now put himself in the front. Well, doesn't want to be in the front, but he's put himself there by accident.
This is it. What are your? I mean, we've seen this man at the front now, Lucas Schwarzbauer, kind of rewrite the tactics this season about where you want to be in these races. In that he's attacked from very, very deep. But yeah, what tactically, Ollie, heading on to lap 9, where do you want to be in this front group?
So 4th, 5th. I think Pidcock's doing a good ride. Hafferley's doing a good ride. They haven't expended any energy as well, and you almost get a bit forgotten about. But then those front guys, Schwarzbauer, his standard tactic, 1 lap to go, hits his first climb, bang.
There's Andre Zink to the front now.
And this is what you almost need. You want someone like Zink, who's a bit of a chancer.
A disruptor.
Yeah, he's going to take it on. He wants to go way out. He hasn't got a chance in hell in a sprint.
There's Tom Pidcock in 4th.
So you want somebody to wind it up from now. What somebody doesn't want, unless you've got a mega sprint, is you don't want to sit there riding at cruise speeds and lead it to the last lap. You want somebody, an Andre Zink, an endurance guy, climby guy, to drag it out, and then you almost to come off and almost take the sting out the sprinters' legs. Blevins coming up the outside.
You see, yeah, it looked like Pidcock was up in the 4th there, and it feels like he just rolled off. Maybe he can hear you, Ollie. Maybe he's channeling you from somewhere, but he looked like he just did that. He thought, I'll just let the others race amongst themselves.
He could at any point be at the front. He's got the legs to do it. He's got the position to do it. He's purposely sitting just off. He wants to be 4th and 5th until that key moment. He's got 1 hit. You know, and that 1 hit for him, I think, is going to be an insane sprint for the climb on the last lap.
Yeah. A pretty flowing descent. This is certainly more a case of you can lose speed on it than gain a lot, I think. Not that technical, but certainly fast rolling. Martins Bloom's to the front now. Could he be the instigator?
And enough then to just start getting a few gaps. But the hardest thing is like I said, it's how long that finish straight is. So someone like Schwarzbauer, his the way he normally wins races is hits the last climb so hard that no one can then come round him on the finish straight. But here, that's a long time. 10 seconds-ish from the corner to the finish. It's a long time, and someone can come off you with a bit of a charge.
Look at Pidcock just hiding behind Sam Gaze almost.
Yeah, I think that would be my wheel.
You'd follow Sam Gaze, would you?
He would be my man, yeah. I think he's going to take it out long, and I'd look to be on his wheel and come off it in the finish.
I think I'd need to be on a
motorbike. I think I need to be on for toffee.
I'd need to be on. Yeah, I'd need to be on a motorbike to follow Sam Gaze anywhere.
Here we go. We're winding up now.
Yeah, lap 9 of 11. Andre Sink gets passed by Sam Gaze and Lucas Schwarzbauer either side of him. Victor Koretsky just heading past him as well.
Oh, you need someone. I'm surprised no one's taking it on this lap.
It is bubbling up nicely here in Glentress at the UCI Cycling World Championships Glasgow.
Still so cagey.
It is, isn't it? Edge of the seat stuff at the UCI's first mega event.
I mean, normally, even the cagiest of races, we've seen a line out of maybe 5, 6 at this point. Here you've got a front group of 10 or 12, almost going, like they're doing kind of some massive recce lap. No one wants to take it on. Pidcock elbows out, just doing Koretsky on the inside.
Yep.
He knows where he wants to
forward. Be. And all that time spent on the road, Pidcock very, very comfortable in big packs of riders and just ghosting his way towards the front of races.
He's got the sharpest set of elbows here, I think. You can see that string out. It only needs one person. If you're 7th, 8th wheel here and you've been a bit too relaxed, it only takes someone like Sam Gaze to absolutely punch it.
Sebastian Finney right at the front now in the Danish jersey. Having one of his best performances of the year so far.
Yeah, and again, good relay. So he's got good form. He did a good relay lap. Danish coming in for 3rd in that relay. And here we go. This is going to be the one. They've got to get to that hill climb.
It's starting to wind up now.
Gaze is on the front. I don't know if that's ideal.
Lap 10. Sam Gaze leads him out. Schwarzbauer, Vinnie Carstensen, Pidcock, Koretsky, Litcher, Sink.
Haverly too far back. He's on the back of that group, but I don't know.
Yeah, Haverly.
This is going to go now.
Haverly with work to do. Koretsky moving himself forward, up past Finney now.
This is where it's really starting. You see the gap starting to appear. Pidcock just on the back of that front 5. Then you got a little gap behind Gaze now. This is big, big power.
This is an attack from Sam Gaze that threatens to turn the earth back on its axis. Look at the big Kiwi go up this climb.
He's just got to keep this rolling now. He's got the gap.
On the final lap.
Once that elastic's broken, this is it.
Sam Gaze, can he work enough space on this descent to break the elastic to mean that it won't go to a descent? Tom Pidcock going elbow to elbow with Finney to get ahead of him down this descent. Martins Blooms finds himself in a gap. Gaze swings it right.
So fast on the descent. And then Pidcock on his wheel.
Sam Gaze took it on at the bottom of this climb and caught them all napping, really.
Gaze. It's whether Koretsky can get back on the wheel.
Has a check.
He's got a good chance.
Has a check over the shoulder. Koretsky is coming with him. Koretsky, can he answer Sam Gaze as Sam Gaze? Schwarzbauer slides out at the bottom of your screen. Schwarzbauer is down as they head to the line. Sam Gaze takes his 2nd UCI World Champions title in cross-country short track. Lucas Schwarzbauer left in the dirt at the bottom of that final descent, but Ollie, Sam Gaze caught them all napping at the bottom of that climb, didn't he?
What an effort. That was like a 20-30 second bonkers sprint. Reminiscent of the kind of road attack with his teammate, or trade teammate, Matthew Van der Poel. Big effort. No one could follow. Held them off on the descent. Pidcock rolling 3rd.
Sam Gaze has absolutely blowing that pack apart. He was at the front of it for so long, and then
there is coach.
He just lit the blue touch paper at the bottom of that final climb, and nobody had an answer for it, and they were almost caught up racing amongst each other.
Yeah, he bossed that. You think sometimes he's doing a bit too much, but he just wanted to be at the front, floating at the front. But hit that climb, he knew exactly what he needed to do. Hit that first climb, drop the bomb, bang.
Pierre de Flamand felt that one. Well, Tom Pidcock did get a medal for Great Britain. Maybe not the one he was after.
right from him. Give a thought though to Germany's Lucas Schwarzbauer crashing out on that last corner.
There he is, the man who grew up riding in the Redwoods outside Rotorua. Has another set of UCI World Championship stripes to his name. Great to see. Congratulations there of Anton Cooper. Those two haven't always got on in the past, but today they'll be more than happy with a gold medal for New Zealand. There's Pidcock moving up into third, and does he just, knock Schwarzbauer offline? Ollie enjoyed that one in the booth.
Yeah.
British rider going for a medal. And it's Koretsky with the silver behind Gaze, but never, Gaze looked very confident that Koretsky wasn't getting there, you know. I think that was maybe, he just checked the wrong shoulder, didn't he?
That was close. I wouldn't have been quite so confident.
Oh, Koretsky threatening to pick his pocket right on the line.
Koretsky. I mean, Gaze, winner, but Koretsky, great ride. Pidcock, good ride too.
Yep. What a finish from Sam Gaze.
Yeah, I mean, that sprint up that hill, that was some effort.
I'm just surprised that nobody had it covered off and nobody had an answer for it.
Well, he was bossing at the front. He was always in that front 1, 2 with Schwarzbauer. Knew exactly what you needed to be. It was always going to be down to that last climb. And I think when somebody gets the front position, it simply becomes down if they got the legs or not. And Gaze then, no one. Didn't matter. The tactic was quite obvious. They just couldn't follow. They just didn't have the power.
The train had left the station. And it is one of the things about short track racing is that you do see riders get caught up racing each other in a big group, and all of a sudden somebody like Sam Gaze can just go, do you know what? I'll just do this by myself.
Yeah, I think it's partly the tactics, the skill, and the confidence. Gaze. He's had.
There you go.
Half a bike.
You've got to give style points for finishing it off with a manual from Koretsky as well. BMX style.
He was still going for it to finish. He still felt like he was there to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, great ride by Koretsky. Really confident race. That's his best result of the year so far.
Best I've seen him this year, really at the front and really involved in the conversation throughout. Let's have a look at what it looked like on the line. Yeah, Gaze had it by just about a wheel, but I get the feeling he maybe checked the wrong shoulder at the end here. Look, checks over the right-hand shoulder. Won't have seen Koretsky. Oh, there he is. Ah, well, job's done now anyway.
Yeah, some sprint. That was big power.
And that's what keeps him really at the forefront of so many fans' favourite lists, isn't it? He always has performance for the big day, Sam Gaze.
Yeah, mega race.
Sam,
I mean, last year he had...
Congratulations defending your title here in Scotland. How do you feel?
Yeah, great. Very tactical race, and for me I felt like it was probably most safest to ride it from the front and just ride my tempo that I know I could sort of almost try to recover a little bit between the climbs. But yeah, I've been struggling for my condition the whole season and almost feels like nothing's been working, and yeah, to come into my best possible shape for the World Championships is really, I'm really happy about it.
How did you like the track here in Scotland? It's super technical and super fast.
Yeah, it was a bit of everything. It was super tactical, super fast, but also, that climb was really an attritional race. Even if it's 20 minutes, it's still quite, how you carry yourself in that first portion is what you have left in the last. So, really good course, and yeah, obviously really happy to finish it off and have my second world title in a row in this event.
Congratulations and thank you so much.
Well, Sam Gaze is somewhere else to be at the end of that one. But I mean, you just get that feeling with him, and he's had niggling injuries throughout his career, and if he could just find a bit of free space for a year or so,
yeah, he's always
serious winning.
Little ups and downs. Yeah. And last year, the World Championships, short track winner, and then in the cross country was sitting there, real pretty front group, had amazing form, great leg, and then was unlucky enough to just have his innocuous fall on one of the doubles.
Basically jumped off the track, didn't he? Here's confirmation of the results then. Gaze, Koretsky, Pidcock are your medalists. Haverly was 4th, Finney up in 5th, superb ride from him. Blooms, Kaleli Stapp, Litcher, Schwarzbauer back in 9th, Anton Cooper in 10th. wonder if anybody's dared speak to Lucas Schwarzbauer yet. Oliver, Sink, Shelb, de Foimont, Bouchard, Blevins 19th, Vital Albin in 20th. Sherman's back in 24th. Bartolome Vavac in 27th. Sam Fox in 30th.
There you go.
Chris Dawson, 32nd for Ireland. Peter Sagan, 37th, minute back. Clement Horney in 49th.
It just shows, you know, in the short track, if you're on that back or further down the grid, no chance.
Here's your bronze medalist.
Tom, that's a brutal way to start your week. Tell us what the hardest part of that race was. Was it positioning or just the pace?
Yeah, it was the first 2 laps were pretty savage. I mean, yeah, not great position at the start, but then my starts are not good anyway. And yeah, that was the first 2 laps were pretty hard. But then when I got to front, it was a bit better. But you know, with it's always the case on these races, you know, positioning and into the descent. No one wanted to go first, and it was getting a bit tactical. And I was a bit far back. I should have, you know, been on Sam's wheel. No, he's a favourite for today. But I'm happy with the medal, to be honest. This is not really my cup of tea. So yeah, these guys are a bit suited to this more explosive stuff. So I'm quite happy with today, to be honest.
Is that explosive race what you're looking for to sharpen up a little bit for Saturday's cross-country race?
Yeah, I think it's important, you know, especially after the tour, you know, to get some like really short, sharp efforts. It's yeah, for sure going to be good for Saturday.
Well, it's great to see. Fantastic effort. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Young man who just likes racing his bike, Ollie.
Yeah, and, you know, really confident interview. You know, happy with third, knows he's in good shape. That'll be kind of just get the legs going a little bit. But yeah, I think he's that looks like a man who knows he's going to go well on Saturday's XCC race.
Great Britain then still leading the medals table ahead of the USA and France. Switzerland in 8th. We expect to see them move up across this weekend of mountain biking. Or will it be Holland? Matthew van der Poel, of course, coming up in action in Saturday's cross-country Olympic. Well, let's throw it down to Josh Carlson.
What a spectacular way to kick. No, not ready. What a spectacular short track race here. Our first World Championship event. We've been able to see our elites race, and man, Samuel Gaze dominated this race from the start to the very finish. He put in a spectacular performance, metering his effort. He was on the front, he controlled the pace, and he attacked in that final lap up the climb to dominate and claim his second short track World Championship jersey here in Glentress.
Here we go now. Just watch Schwarzbauer and Pidcock. Oh, Pidcock just slid the bike.
That was a class move.
you really enjoyed that, didn't you? Yeah, not sure you'd enjoyed as much if you're Lucas Schwarzbauer, but just both axles breaking grip and just drifted it wide and give Schwarzbauer nowhere to go. Don't know if I was Tom Pidcock, I'd have that bike back in the pits in the van and away home quite quickly.
Yeah, I wouldn't be in a massive rush. Pick a fight with Schwarzbauer.
Great racing though, and it is mountain bike racing, anything goes.
Ish.
But there was no stopping that man today. Sam Gaze took on the world at the bottom of that climb, and nobody had any answers for him. Let's have a look at the final stanzas of this one. Here is how it played out. Look at the gap Gaze had already after that attack up that descent. And we said not a lot of time to be made on this descent, so it was always going to come on that attack, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Talk us through this, Ollie.
Fair play to him. You know, there was a good gap. Gaze was like, oh, I've got this in the bag, no stress, no worries at all. Koretsky closed loads on that
Look
descent.
at the distance
Really
Koretsky
pushing.
closes on him to the line, and as we see that move by Pidcock up the inside of Schwarzbauer.
Fully chopped his front wheel.
Yep.
But yeah, Koretsky to close almost on the line from the top of the descent.
Look how disappointed he was as well, Koretsky. Tell you, not many people would have backed themselves in that sprint with Sam Gaze, and I wonder if Gaze did just roll off towards the end of it. Unbelievably close finish here in Glentress, the UCI Cycling World Championships cross-country short track race. Sam Gaze for New Zealand taking the gold for the second year in a row. Won it in Ligier in France last time out. Got the job done today in Glentress in Scotland. Class performance throughout though. Was at the front, controlled it, had the spatial awareness, was looking at the timing screen, the big screen every time round.
Yeah, was riding his pace on the climb, rolling the descent, like you said in the interview, getting some recovery. Amazing, yeah, great performance. So much confidence as well.
And green means go!
It was all action from the start of the men's short track race. Lukas Schwarzbauer for Germany was at the front. Martins Blooms for Latvia in close contention, having the season of his life so far. If we just see from the early stages, Ollie, how far back Tom Pidcock was.
Yeah, he had to work really hard, and the post-interview said, you know, a bad grid position, but also his starts haven't been poor. I mean, he's probably got the ultimate diesel engine. You know, he's just come back from the Tour de France. But yeah, this is Sam Gaze lighting the afterburners last lap. I mean, unbelievable 30 seconds of power. They managed to hold off the other guys on the descent.
Yeah, that was the race-winning attack. And he just blew them all away. Apart from Viktor Koretsky, who came back. Watch the distance Koretsky closes up to him as Schwarzbauer hits the deck there. The Frenchman nearly picked his pocket on the line. There's no stopping the big Kiwi. Sam Gaze, back-to-back UCI World Champion, cross-country short track.
Amazing race from Sam Gaze, start to finish, was super confident, in the right places at the right time.
So the world champion of the short track is Sam Gaze. You've just seen how he did it, and here he is next to me just now. Sam, you backed it up then. How do you felt like you were leading the way the whole time? Did it look as easy? Did it feel easy?
I mean, it never feels easy, you know. You got 20 minutes of open throttle, so. But no, super happy. A very tactical course, and so I decided that maybe it was best just to ride the front. And you know, haven't had the legs that I've hoped the whole World Cup season, and you know, I've actually watched what Luca has been doing in the races, and taking control and sort of dictating the speed is not a bad idea. So I sort of adopted that today, and you know, I felt like I had the legs to sort of try to recover best I can. And then, yeah, last lap it was about just opening and, yeah, going full.
Everyone's a piece of you, as you can see, just as they come past. Now, look, in terms of the World Cup, yeah, obviously to mention it, only one podium finish in this event so far this season. Were you building for this, or is that just how it's played out?
Yeah, for sure, you know, like I was definitely building for the World Championships. I mean, it's the biggest event for everyone, but I really feel I come alive when there's a jersey on the line and super titles. And you know, to be honest, I've really struggled to find my top form in the World Cups. I'm not exactly sure why, but you know, there's a lot of strenuous work, and you know, I've done almost 6 weeks of altitude this year and really working hard towards this event. So to be in the top shape for this is, I'm super happy with the legs that I've come here with, and you know, now it's just all about recovery and sad day.
And of course, New Zealand have been going great guns in the Combined Cycling World Championships generally. How has it been to have, there's been quite a good level of support given how far from home you are right now.
We're a small country, but we sing loud. I mean, I'm super proud to be a Kiwi, just on the Silver Fern and represent my country on the highest level. I'm one of many athletes that represent this country, and you know, I'm super proud to be part of it and do my piece. Obviously now, I'm not old, but I'm definitely getting on, and there's a new generation coming, and you know, inspiring the next generation, and hopefully leaving New Zealand mountain biking in a better place than where I found it. That would be one of my biggest career goals, and so yeah, I'm hoping young ones at home see this and realise that anyone can do it.
Amazing stuff. Congratulations,
Thank you very much,
You've been
guys.
incredibly out there. Thank you so much. We now need to get you some more highlights. We're heading to the women's now.
We head now to the elite men's podium. Sam Gayes, just as he did in 2022, as the UCI World Champion of cross-country short track. Fairly well deserved as well, Ollie.
Oh, fantastic race. Yeah, I mean, backing up from last year as well. But from the start to finish, super confident. Had a game plan, stuck to it. He said afterwards, I'd learned from Schwartzbauer, who's won multiple World Cups this year, is to boss it, command it from the front, stay out of trouble, and then be in the right place at the right time for that last lap attack. And yeah, he smashed it.
There he is. UCI World Champ.
Leader, Scottish Borders Council.
Yeah, and I think Victor Koretsky, you know, will be disappointed with second being so close, but happy with the medal. You know, that's the best result of his season. And Pidcock, again, in the interview afterwards, happy. You know, chuffed with a third, saying it's not his ideal discipline, you know, especially coming off Tour de France, where you're going to have that kind of raw speed smashed out your legs a bit. So for him to get third tonight and be in the mix as well shows that he's recovered. There was always that question mark. You know, guys that do a Grand Tour, it takes a lot out of you. You can feel really flat for a long time. Even a rider of his caliber might not recover in time. But yeah, he's got good legs tonight. He's happy with his performance. And for him, it's like roll on Saturday.
Yep, good sighting effort.
Ladies and gentlemen,
for Tom Pidcock ahead of Saturday's big race.
UCI World Champion, we present the national anthem of New Zealand. Mesdames et messieurs, en l'honneur de notre nouveau champion du monde UCI, nous présentons l'hymne national de la Nouvelle-Zélande. One more time, your applause for our medalists. Mesdames et messieurs, encore une fois, vos applaudissements pour nos médaillés. Thomas Pidcock, bronze, Victor Koretsky, silver, and Samuel Gayes, gold, and UCI World Champion.
Let's head to Kate and